Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new special video. And in today's video we're actually going to be doing like a small little discussion here today, and it's actually me going to be talking about something that is kind of like a controversial topic in the Sonic community, and one that I just finally want to clear up. And it's the fact of, did Blaze turn into Burning Blaze at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006? Now, what you guys might be wondering, what the heck is this? Where is this even coming from? Well, honestly, the other night I was on Twitter scrolling, and I don't really like to use Twitter that much, but I do like to scroll there sometimes because I do like some stuff on there. But I was scrolling on there and I saw this post of like these general like Sonic facts. And one that I came up to was this one by Guessing Game or Dame Delian, and it was like, in Sonic 06, Blaze is turning into Burning Blaze before she disappears and is sealed away within another dimension, the Soul Dimension. Look at her fluff at the top of her shoes. That's the biggest indicator. This has also been confirmed by Ian Flynn on the Bumblecast. Now, a lot of you might actually hold this belief as well, that that Blaze actually turned into Burning Blaze at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now that Blaze did not actually turn into Burning Blaze at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. Now, for those who don't know, Burning Blaze is Blaze's unique super transformation that she achieves when she gets all 7 Soul Emeralds from the Soul Dimension that she lives in. And when she becomes Burning Blaze, she becomes this really awesome, bad, crazy, awesome character. And she's really strong, and she's basically as powerful as Super Sonic, and she's awesome and stuff. And for more further context, Sonic Rush was the game that she first debuted in, where Sonic and Blaze like actually met for the first time, and then they established that she was from another dimension and all that stuff, and so on and so forth. At the end of the game, Super Sonic and Burning Blaze appear because Sonic and Blaze actually turn into their respective super transformations, and that was actually the first time that we saw Burning Blaze. Now, to give more context, again, Burning Blaze was actually debuted in Sonic Rush. Sonic Rush came out in 2005, and Sonic 06 came out a year later. Now, it's not directly stated how many years Sonic 06 was actually in development in, but I heard in some places it was in development since 2004 or maybe even 2003. But the point of the matter is that this game had to borrow some things from Sonic Rush. Of course, Blaze. And one of the reasons why Blaze is actually in Sonic 06 is because she was a fan favorite character even back then. There was just one game in and they just had to include her. Now, it's not directly stated if this was after the success of Sonic Rush, which would have given them roughly about a year to actually include her into the game, or if it was before it was actually even out Sonic Rush itself. But the point of the matter is that they took Blaze from Sonic Rush and they put her into the game. Now, personally, for me speaking, I don't like the fact of Blaze being in Sonic 06 because she was just shoehorned into that game. She did absolutely nothing in that game's story, and she was just literally sitting around walking. And I actually kind of don't like the fact that now people associate Silver and Blaze together, because that's where Sonic 06 got that from, because they shoehorned her in the game, and I just don't like that personally. But we need to get back to the discussion. The whole entire thing is, did Blaze actually turn into Burning Blaze at the end of Sonic 06? The thing is, at the end of Silver's story, which is Silver and Blaze's like campaign in Sonic 06, she kind of sacrifices herself to seal away the demon god Iblis in order to make the future bright and safe again, because Silver comes from a desolate future and Iblis wreaked havoc everywhere. And before Silver was actually going to sacrifice himself so that Iblis would be sealed inside of him, Blaze decided to seal Iblis inside of her, and also decided to seal herself into another dimension. It's a very powerful scene, and it's one of the reasons why people kind of ship Sivlver and Blaze. I personally don't, but the point of the matter is that she did that. She sacrificed herself and all that stuff. And a lot of people actually still are debating on if she did turn into her super state in the end of this, this game. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. No, she did not. In fact, I actually replied to the other post saying that that is definitely not, that's actually what's happening. Dude, people not realize that Ian Flynn wasn't there writing the game, and that at one point he was a fan just like us. He made up this headcanon, but the only difference is that he can make it official, which isn't saying much. Now, I'm saying this also just to preface what I'm about to say again, that Ian Flynn on the Bubblecast, he can say a lot of things that Sega does. He can explain away why the moon is not shattered in Sonic Adventure 2, but we all know why the moon is not shattered after Sonic Adventure 2, and it's simply because Sega forgot and they just didn't do more research and keep it consistent across the board. And you know how Sega likes to change stuff and all that stuff. You know, Ian Flynn can do that. I'm not like disregarding him as a writer, but for things that he was not involved in, we need to realize that he's not really an awesome source of information. In retrospect, you can retcon some of this stuff and actually explain it away like that, but there are a couple of things about Burning Blaze turning super or whatever, or Blaze turning super, that just doesn't make any type of sense, and it's really apparent once you think about this. But there is one thing that actually does make sense. You see, when she does turn super, you know, you can see, or super quote unquote, you can see a kind of transformation going on. What this person actually replied to me, and also, you know, I like it when people like quote tweet each other because they try to be on like top of each other. It's so freaking petty. I hate Twitter so much, and I'm doing it too. You know, if you do it to me, I'm gonna do it to you. And no ill will towards this person at all, but I'm just trying to get across a point that some things are just not factually correct just because some official person said it and decided to retcon it. You know what I'm saying? I'm always looking at the original artist's intentions, or if, you know, if Shun Nakamura, he's not the writer of the game, but if the writer of 06 came to me and said, this was actually what I intended from the beginning, even if he just made that up or whatever, I would just be like, okay, that makes sense. But again, we're gonna get more into that. So this person says to me, yeah, no, it isn't because Ian Flynn said so. It was established that there is an intended connectivity between Sonic 06 and Sonic Rush by the actual writers. We quite literally see Blaze's fur glove cuffs turning Burning Blaze colors. It's right there in front of your eyes. And then, you know, of course, they go on to say, like, I know some of you guys take on Infinite's word with a grain of salt. I get that, I truly do. But he's a source above fan third parties, so I use what he says at times. Yeah, that doesn't make it so that it's actually right. I mean, sure, he's in the company or whatever, but that's like saying some Assassin's Creed guy is saying that the next Assassin's Creed game is going to be really, really great. And are they really credible in that information? No, they're just a sales pitch, or just a guy that just kind of keeps the public at bay. You know, Ian Flynn can basically say anything he wants. That doesn't really represent completely what Sega is trying to do with their series. Highlight corroborated with the material and first-hand source admissions. I don't know about everything Ian Flynn said here. I was merely focusing on the Burning Blaze tidbit, but I usually like providing full quotes rather than snippets. I just know that being a Burning Blaze, I just know about that being Burning Blaze, not really because he said it. I paired this with other citations, and that's where I come in with my citations. So this is the reason why Blaze did not actually turn super, and this is actually another quote tweet that I actually did. And there's actually 3 big reasons why this is not Burning Blaze, and this is actually just normal Blaze. So for one thing, she's not Burning Blaze because her fur is still purple. Now, some of you might be really confused on like, how the heck is she still purple, Cam, when she is straight up transparent? She's translucent. That doesn't make any sense. Well, obviously, the thing about it is that when an object gets darker, the tone of the color becomes darker. When something becomes lighter, and I'm saying this as an artist, it becomes lighter. So things can become like, if something was a light color, like, or a color like that's like blue or something like that, and it is like basically put in front of a big like light source, so like a powerful light source, it will become a lighter color. And if you turn up that brightness up, that color will turn more and more white, because that's just how color works. If you've ever seen an artist do that, you can see that highlights are basically them doing a certain thing like that. That's just how art works. Now, because Blaze is translucent, I can understand why people would think that she is Burning Blaze, but the thing about Burning Blaze is that she's pink. And in this, translucent screenshot, we can see that her hair is still, or her fur is still purple. And the reason why you definitely know that it's still purple, and maybe it could be like off-putted by the translucentness of the, the actual artwork, but we can actually see that if her fur was pink, it would be a lot lighter. And also there is a red object on her. If you notice Blaze's like kind of charm on her forehead and her, on her head, you can see that it's red. When she becomes translucent, when she becomes transparent, it holds that pink, that red value on her, her model. And the thing about it is that red is a very, 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 and I mean very close color to pink. And basically pink is supposed to be a lighter color of that. And I can't see the fur on Blaze being in the same type of pigmentation as her fur. It's a completely different color. That's how you know that she's not pink. She's legit still purple. 2. The hair doesn't change at all. Now, this is something that you might not have actually understood, and actually is something that I had to personally correct. And some people and artists have actually got this wrong. Yeah, actually, some official comics, like the RG Sonic comics, actually got this wrong in terms of Blaze's Burning Blaze design. When Blaze is Burning Blaze, her basic like highlights go away. If you notice in Blaze's actual official design, you can see that she has highlights at the tip of her hair, like a dark purplish like highlights. When she turns Burning Blaze into her super state, they go away, and it's basically just one like solid color at that point. Now, one thing that a lot of artists and a lot of people really just do not, they don't notice about this with Burning Blaze is the fact that that is a change that happens and there's no highlights. And this is again something that happened in Archie Comics. When she turned Burning Blaze, she still had the highlights when she's not supposed to. It does look cool, I will admit, but that's not what the original design is. And you can obviously see in like concept art, it's not even just the game. Like this could be just like a game oddity. But in the actual like game and concept art, you can see that her hair is just straight up pink, and I think it looks really cool, just saying. And that's why I had to correct this mistake in my own art when I did that one time. I should probably draw her again. That was pretty old. But yes, her hair doesn't change at all, which is another indicator of transformation. And also the other thing is, this is also kind of like another point. So this is technically the third one, but I guess it means there would be 4 points. But another point is that you can see her cuffs. Now, again, the cuffs are one of the biggest indicators that Burning Blaze, I keep saying Burning Blaze, that Blaze turned into her super state in the ending of Sonic 06's Silver story. And one thing that you will notice about Burning Blaze is that her actual like cuffs are pink now. They become like a fiery like type of pink or whatever. That's what the original artist like rendition of it was. And this is probably the biggest indicator that this character, like basically Blaze, is now like super at this point. But the thing about it is this concept completely falls flat on its face when you realize and you look at the cuffs on her after she turns translucent. If they were pink, they would look a certain pigmentation to indicate that they were pink, just how you can still see the pink fur. But when you see translucent Blaze, you can see that they're white, like just like how before she actually even started to disappear in general. So they turned back, and it could be an oddity, maybe it could have been like a callback or something like that, but I heavily doubt that, honestly, because again, if they were supposed to be pink, if Blaze was supposed to be burning in this state or whatever, then they would have stayed that color, but they turned white. And the final thing, the final indication that Blaze did not turn super and she is not Burning Blaze in this scene is the simple fact she used 2 chaos thermals to transport herself into another dimension. If you know anything about the Sonic the Hedgehog series, then you will know that you do not turn super from using 2 Chaos Emeralds. You could potentially fly, like in Sonic X. You could probably do Chaos Control, like what she did. But Blaze does not turn super, or anybody else for that matter, with just 2 Chaos Emeralds, right? And you know, there is another like indication, like maybe she didn't turn to Burning Blaze, maybe she turned Super Blaze, which is the hypothetical transformation that she probably would achieve with the Chaos Emeralds. But again, all of this falls flat on its face, because again, she's not a yellow color, she's not any of these other colors, and she is basically the same Blaze again. But again, even if it was the Chaos Emeralds, even if it was Supersonic, you don't turn Supersonic with just 2 Chaos Emeralds, and you don't turn into your soul burning transformation with 2 Chaos Emeralds, or 2 Solar Emeralds for that matter. And that is the main reason why Blaze is definitively not in her burning state in Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 at the end of the story. Now, I know what some of you guys are thinking. What about the original translations and like the original like actual intention of the you know, the intention of this actual like scene here? Now, one actually guy says that Flynn also mentioned it was in the original script, like serious, what's this guy on? Facts. And also I asked source, and I'm not talking about Flynn, I'm talking about the actual writer's script. When coming to these like big conclusions, you have to actually consider the actual original artist's intention. You have to consider what was actually stated through their mouths or design documents or anything like that. There shouldn't be like just looking at something. Like some things you can say that you can like kind of make your deductions based on what you see, but in this case, what did the actual writers intend? And that's one thing that I'm actually going to go over. So this is actually going to be my last kind of like evidence on like why Burning Blaze is, she actually might have turned Burning Blaze, and I actually do have the actual like documents to actually prove it. Oh wait, what's that? I don't? Oh wow. Oh well, gee willikers, big dog. I guess I just don't have the evidence for that because it doesn't exist. Yes, there are no translations from any Japanese design documents, any of the beta character introductions, any of that stuff from Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 like Japanese script. There was no indication that she turned, or there was any indication that there was any Burning Blaze transformation there at all. There is nothing there. I've looked through a lot of documents, I've looked through a lot of the beta elements, and there is absolutely zilch. There is nothing on that. So with that being said, if there's nothing being said on that by any of the developers or any of the documents, then we can come to a pretty safe and factual conclusion that Blaze did not turn into her burning state at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. Now, I wanted to make this video as a way to just kind of nerd out over something that I just kind of became a little passionate about, because I know Sonic the Hedgehog, I love Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm pretty sure I know Sonic the Hedgehog a lot more than a lot of Sonic fans even do, because I just love the guy so much, and I love the franchise despite my problems with it. And one thing I really can't stand is when fans like just straight up make these absolutely crazy, like, I'm not saying that this is tame. I've seen a lot worse than this, but I just don't like it when like fans just start to say like this is fact or this is that or whatever, and it's always like we got to look at the person who said the thing, like, oh yeah, this guy said this, so this means this, and it's like, but that guy wasn't even involved in the original intention of the script. Yes, in retrospect you could say that maybe Burning Blaze did appear, but that is actually not what happened, all along with all the citations that I just gave you guys, and also with the fact that that wasn't the original like intention from the writers. Now again, like I said, some writer from Sonic 06 could come out and say something like, oh yeah, we actually did intend for it, and like I said, this could be right or wrong, just you know, they could say this just to save face, which a lot of companies probably do, because these companies are not going to tell us like, oh yeah, we just messed up on that one, or we definitely we didn't really know what was going on there. Yeah, there are some that will do that, but not a lot of them will do that. And even with the little moon, like the moon explanation I gave earlier, Sega has never admitted the fact that they just weren't consistent with that, and that's just another indication that we shouldn't just take a lot of what these people say to us with a grain of salt, especially people who have not been with the company for all that long. You know, I'm not trying to discount Ian Flynn, you know, much love to the guy, I really do. I do give a lot of that to him, but we need to actually stop looking at what we feel like is right and what is actually right. And that's just all I'm trying to say, guys. With that being said, guys, that's just basically going to be the end of the video. This is something I wanted to talk about for a while. I haven't done like a discussion, like just talking about something like this in a long time. But this is just something that I really wanted to get off of my chest and kind of make an example of in terms of the artistic integrity and what we really should be looking at in terms of what's right and wrong in our communities and whatever. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this was kind of crazy just to understand what was going on. But you know, sometimes you just gotta like make things and whatever. And I did enjoy like nerding out and stuff like this. And this is honestly what my videos I want them to become more of in the future. So this is just kind of the run of the mill stuff for me. But yes, guys, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this video, subscribe if you want to see more. All my social medias will be in the description down below. But with that being said, guys, thank y'all for watching. Have a good night, everyone, for watching us. Hasta.